Let's start here. We haven't talked a lot about him in the last couple of days. I was surprised, but shouldn't be surprised considering what you told me about what the reporter has said about this team. Mm-hmm. But I saw this. I was scrolling Twitter during one of the breaks earlier, and I didn't realize this came out yesterday. And I'm like, hey, it connects back to our local institution.
Sure.
On ESPN.com, on their NBA page, they currently have a ranking of, this is Tim Bontemps, NBA writer for ESPN.
That'd also be friend of the program.
Friend of the program.
Had him on multiple times.
Tim Bontemps.
Yeah.
And he did a ranking of the 14 teams in the NBA going through a rebuild currently. I imagine it's probably the 14 lottery teams that he's ranking.
Yeah,
that's what we would consider, rebuilding teams.
Sure.
So he ranked them all just in terms of where they're at, where the roster's at, their future assets, the players under the age of 25, how they're going about building it to try and get to the point of competing for a championship. 1 through 14, he ranked them. To the surprise of nobody, the San Antonio Spurs were number 1. Duh.
Yep.
Dallas Mavericks just got Cooper Flagg.
Yep.
Duh. Number 2.
Totally get it.
If I were to ask Brandon Sprague, and I know you know the answer to this because we talked about it during a break, of those 14 teams, where does Portland fall in your eyes?
Well,
because you're not matching San Antonio and you're not matching Dallas with Cooper Flagg.
So you're talking my eyes,
just
or
your eyes.
Like
if
think Bontemps is doing.
If you were ranking these 14 teams, so your teams are obviously those two I mentioned: Atlanta, go through Brooklyn, Philadelphia, Toronto, Utah, Charlotte, New Orleans, all the teams, Phoenix, all the teams that weren't in the playoffs.
What? Okay, so I hate asking so many qualifiers.
Yes.
Are we talking like? What's the window here? 10 years, 5 years? Are we
it's
talking
just
next year?
How you're going about building to win a championship in any way, shape, or form. And I think the 3 main criteria that he's counting are players under the age of 25 on your roster, tradable future first-round picks, and players on rookie scale contracts. So basically guys that are on cheap contracts, the number of assets you have to play with, and the number of young players that you have on your roster.
I would say somewhere in that 6 to 9 range.
6 to 9 range?
Yeah.
Nice.
I like some things that they're doing. I totally see the vision of other parts. I have questions, and I wouldn't say concerns because the money doesn't involve me, but like I understand that Drew and Dame are happy to play together. There is a third-year point guard wedged in between them there that they're either going to have to admit publicly we made the worst pick because of the top 4 picks. So far, he's the worst one, even though Miller got hurt last year.
Yeah.
And then like the poo-pooing of just no big deal, our 7th pick from a couple years ago, it might not be very good or physical or, a leader in any way. It's okay.
We might be bringing him off the bench all year this year, depending on how what's going to look.
The one thing I don't agree with people is the idea that your 7th pick and your 3rd pick that you thought were the staples are just not good and you're going to have to move on, no problem. I have a problem with that. Like, that's not... I can like some of their moves, and I can also point out that like the fact that you missed on both those picks, that matters. And you can try to buy your way out of it, but I don't know if buying 36-year-old Dame off an Achilles and 37-year-old Drew Holiday making $37 million in a couple years is going to buy you out of it. So I like some of their moves. I like the upside of Donovan. Young looked really enticing. We'll see what that is in the regular season. Obviously, Tumani and Denny. After that, there's some kind of puzzling moves to me. I'm willing to let them play it out and find out. But yeah, somewhere in that 6 to 9 range, I would put it of the 14 teams.
I think that's more than fair. I will tell you, I think one of my favorite traditions on the Blazers here in the last, year and a half, 2 years, I get labeled a negative Nancy when it comes to Portland Trailblazer basketball.
Sure.
I'm the Debbie Downer of the Blazers on this show.
Yeah.
And I love when people take my negative takes and call me an idiot or claim that I don't know what I'm talking about. And then I read or hear things from national voices that just reiterate everything that I say. I can't tell you the number of times we've had Ben Golliver on the show and he's like repeating the same exact stuff I'm saying about roster construction.
Yeah.
Why is this guy here? Why is this guy playing?
Conspiracies of moves and what it means.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm an idiot, but he's a national voice and he's a genius, so he knows what he's talking about, but I don't. So let me read the writing here from Bontemps, and I'll tell you where he has them ranked to the 14 teams.
I almost nailed it on my guess because I didn't see the article before you did.
You're very close.
Where do you think he has them? I've heard Tim Bontemps a couple times this year talk about the Blazers, so I had a rough idea of where he was going to be.
Here is what he wrote. The strategy. For a few years now, quote, the Blazers have felt like a team trying to execute multiple strategies at once under general manager Joe Cronin. Who could have possibly argued that? Interesting. The team has drafted a series of young players high in the lottery, Scoot, Shaden, Klingon, and yet has had all of them repeatedly blocked by older veterans for playing time. Has anybody argued that? I wonder.
Okay, we get it.
Okay, sorry.
All right,
I'll stop
Dion,
doing that.
high stepping over here.
Do you believe now? This offseason, Portland traded for Drew Holiday, now in his mid-30s, and for the second straight year used a first-round pick on a center, Jan Hansen, an intriguing player who will need time to grow his game. This is also a roster brushing up against the luxury tax, and while it plans on building on last season's strong second half, Portland was over 500, had one of the league's better defenses. Time will tell if it's a solid play against a soft schedule or signs of true growth. He continues. Portland welcome back Damian Lillard on Thursday, signing into a 3-year, $42 million contract. His return gives the Blazers leadership presence in their next generation that is developing. Sharp and Henderson are intriguing talents who require more consistency to take that sort of leap. Klingon can be a menace defensively, but selecting Hansen this year leads to questions about his future, too.
Yep.
Tu and Denny have been quite good on below-market deals, could earn big deals in the coming seasons, removing some of their surplus value. Portland is clearly operating like a team that believes it can get into the top 10 in the Western Conference this season, evidenced by the Holiday deal. The path to chasing a top 4 seed, however, is years away. And Tim Bontemps of the 14 teams rebuilding currently in the NBA has the Blazers ranked 10th. The only team that he has behind them.
I disagree with some of these teams he has above them.
Okay, we'll go through them. So the teams behind Portland are Chicago, Sacramento, New Orleans, and Phoenix. Phoenix has no future first-round pick, so they're in dead last there.
Can I push back a little bit? I
Sure.
don't want to defend Phoenix because what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, fair.
Devin Booker,
He's a pretty good player. Better than anybody on our roster?
it's a nice start point. Devin Booker be easily the best player.
Would we take him on our team?
Yeah.
Would he start over
Anybody.
Shaedon Sharp?
Yep, anybody.
Okay.
Name him. Over.
The number 9 team, slightly one pick ahead of us, or one team ahead of us, Toronto. It's number 9.
I'm
11 players under 25, 4 future tradable first-round picks, and 6 players on a rookie scale contract.
Toronto has been now for 2 years a team. I'm like, why are they not better? And I don't know if that's just coaching because I look at the roster. I'm like, I think I like some of these guys. Weird team.
Who is the Raptors coach now?
It's
Because they fired what's his nuts, right? Isn't he in Philly? Where did Nurse go? Who won the title?
Yeah, he's in Philly.
He's in Philly.
God, isn't it a Euro? Yeah, it's Darko.
Oh, that's right. The year.
I don't know how to say his last name.
Sure. 8 is the Brooklyn Nets.
Disagree with this.
Okay. 12 players under 25, 9 tradable future first-round picks, and 7 players on a rookie scale contract.
You know, if Demon ends up being a stud, cool, man. But you can't just tout the age of people, and that's, I know there's other factors here, but they've always been Brooklyn's got money, and then they get nobody.
They do nothing.
And even when they got people, it blew up in their faces with KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. I'm not touting their underage of 25 group. What on that roster makes you excited?
No, I couldn't. I don't know if I can
They
name you
used
3
all
players
5
on the
of
Nets
their
roster.
first-round draft picks. That was like NBA history.
They did.
So I'm going to push back on Brooklyn. I don't know if Brooklyn knows what they're doing.
Can we play the fun game of how many Brooklyn Nets can Jason Swigard name? No, he shakes his head no.
That's okay, but that's kind of the point.
But
right?
that sums up the point. The Utah Jazz are 7.
I'm going to push back here. I'm going to old takes expose myself on this. They're clearly going for DeBanza.
They got Danny Ainge, man. Ace Bailey, baby.
Yeah, man. Once upon a time, the Danny Ainge thing meant a little more for me.
Carried some weight.
His son's running it, not him. They're going to be bad. And I think they want to be bad again. So, okay, good luck. Maybe that will pay off, and they will get DeBanza, and that will change their favor, their fortune. But I've looked at Utah going, I don't know it, get it at all. I have no idea what they're doing. Lauri Markkanen's probably going to get traded. If he's not, then okay, he's going to be there by himself. Walker Kessler, people tout that. Okay, he's a good player, but all right.
Yeah.
I have no idea what Utah's doing.
How about the next superpower of the NBA coming in at number 6 after the drafting of Con Knippel, the Charlotte Hornets?
I agree with it. I like Charlotte. I know Charlotte's not to be trusted. I look at Charlotte and I say, why can't they be a version of the Pistons? I don't know if they have a Cade Cunningham for sure, but I thought Con had a really good summer. I don't know. I kind of like the way they're going. They're operating on, let's just throw some darts at wings and
see if it works. Get some athletic cats.
Yeah,
and see where it goes.
Washington's very similar to this to me too.
Well, Washington is number 5.
They just have parts that you go, I'd like that. I wouldn't mind having that.
That's a good little player.
Hey, why don't the Wizards? I had somebody go, why don't the Wizards just trade us Corey Kispert? I'm like, If you're the Wizards, why wouldn't you not want Corey Kispert?
Yeah.
I don't care who they drafted.
Your top 4 then is Philadelphia 4, Atlanta 3, and then I mentioned the top 2 are Dallas and San Antonio. So it seems like you would have had Portland ahead of, I mean, not a huge difference.
Not a big jump.
A couple of teams, though. Utah, Brooklyn, maybe.
Yep.
Toronto, debatable,
Yep.
right? So a couple of spots there. I did find it interesting. I just, they've been in the news a lot lately because of the Damian Lillard signing. He did another press availability yesterday. It was
at his
camp, I think.
Yeah.
And he was joking about the Drew Holiday Wi-Fi thing where he moved into Drew Holiday's house when he got traded to Brooklyn. And then there was video of him talking to Holiday before a game when they were in Milwaukee and Boston and complaining to him about how bad the Wi-Fi was in his house in Milwaukee. And Drew was telling him how to fix the Wi-Fi. There's little funny anecdotes like that. It's very cool to see Dame back in a Blazer uniform or back in the city representing the organization. There are still massive questions that exist about where do they go from here. It's a pivotal year for them, man, for some of their young guys. And I found it interesting. Bontemps had him 10th out of 14.
He hates them.
He's not a big fan of what they're doing right now.
You don't really hate them, but like when I've heard him talk about them,
he's got some dirt in him.
Some contempt in his voice.
Like, why? Why are you doing this?
Almost more than like that. He's just like, I don't get what they're doing. I think it's stupid.
Back-to-back guards, and top 10 picks, then keep Anthony Simons. Does that make a lot of sense?
Yeah.
Clearly the Blazers it didn't because they just traded him.
Some good things. There's some things to be, optimistic about. There's other things that it's very fair to say I don't see it.
I think we'll
have to wait and see.
We'll have to get Bontemps on the show at some point in the offseason. It'd be a good get.
This is summertime for a lot of guys. They get to vacation. When we get closer to the season, I absolutely am going to reach out to see if he can hop on.
So the rebuild is 10th according to ESPN's Tim Bontemps.